Hey guys, welcome to Ron's Basement. Let's have a conversation right now, today, about what's going on with gold and silver and its reaction to the Federal Reserve's supposed, does that make sense to you? Supposed fight on inflation. Look, it's been killing the price of the metals. This perception, that's the other key word. We have the supposed fight on inflation, and then we have the perception by the general marketplace that the Fed is genuinely telling us the truth and interested in bringing inflation down. But there's another narrative that I want to share with you today, and one that, quite honestly, we don't want to be conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat people, but history has taught us that sometimes we don't always get the full story from the Federal Reserve. And is that the case right now? Is there something else going on? We're seeing some pretty dramatic moves from them. Is there something else going on that we need to be aware of? And could that be a strong supportive factor for the price of silver, gold, all the precious metals as we go into the coming months, quarters, and years? Hey, let's talk about it and see what we come up with. Central bankers can print a lot of things, but they can't print another you. You're unique, you're important, and I'm glad that you decided to join me for a little bit here in Ron's Basement. You're always welcome here. If you enjoy my video, you can subscribe right here. Please give the video a thumbs up. Turn on the bell notifications, leave a comment in the comment section below, and you can share this video with anyone you like. Isn't it interesting to watch the Fed put on this great show, this spectacle about how they are fighting inflation and it's priority number one and there's going to be pain, right? We've heard all that. We felt the pain already, right? At the grocery store, at the gas pump, when we're paying our mortgage or rents as Americans, prices have gone up. They've also gone up all around the world. But can the Fed really fight inflation? Let's back up a little bit here and talk about something. The Fed has another big problem on their hands, and that is the United States government debt, which is currently about $30 trillion and represents about 130% of GDP, right? We've got massive, massive debts in this country on a government level, but also on a corporate level and a consumer level and mortgage debt and student loan debt. There's just debt everywhere. And the reality is the only way to get out of this massive debt hole is by inflating it away. Either that or massive write-offs, bankruptcies, that type of thing. They don't want that. They would rather inflate it all away. So while the Fed puts on this big show that, we're concerned about the America. Do you feel like they're concerned about you and me? Have you ever felt like they've been concerned about you and me? No. What they're concerned about is perpetuating the system in the only way, mathematically, outside of an economic miracle, right? Some kind of crazy boom, whatever, which isn't going to happen. The only option they have is to inflate it away, to make everything, to raise the numbers up so that the nominal level of the debts that are owed are more payable and they can keep the system afloat. And don't they have another problem on their hands, and that's the supply of goods? The Fed cannot print more oil. The Fed cannot print more food. The Fed cannot print more housing. So while they claim to be engaging in this great big fight against inflation, the reality is, from a debt perspective and from a supply perspective, they don't have a chance. They know that. That might explain why they've so desperately been communicating these extreme messages to the market that we're going to do whatever it takes and we're committed to the fight on inflation. What they're going to wind up doing is slowing the economy to a point where they're going to have to reverse course, because They don't want the whole system to crash. Now, if they do want the whole system to crash, that's what they'll get. There's some people who think they're planning for some great big reset. That's not out of the question. I think it's much more likely, I'd be curious what you think, that what they're going to do is find a way to perpetuate the system, hyperinflate the debt away, and keep things roughly the way they are. Because the people that are pulling the strings, they don't necessarily want the whole system to go away, right? They're sitting in a very good position. And if that theory is correct, when more and more people start to wake up to what's really going on, the dollar will start to lose its value. The price of real assets, land, oil, gold and silver, the other precious metals, will react in a positive manner. And do you think that maybe, just maybe, that's what we see going on with the Eastern countries right now? Russia, China, the other BRICS nations, a few of the South American countries that are trying to move away from the dollar? Is that what we're seeing there as well? I don't know. And look, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just sharing my theory based upon the extensive research that I do. Nobody has a crystal ball. But we know for sure that we aren't always told the absolute truth in the matters that are going on at a high level when it comes to managing our economy. We got to do what we can to read between the lines and try to figure out what might really be going on based upon the facts that we do see occurring out there in the economy. Hey, thank you for joining me in Ron's Basement. You're always welcome here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, you be well.